So now we're going to do a quick review, a brief review, I should say, of the Circles of Harmony exercise, the 7th exercise in our Rejuvenation series. And then after that, we're going to do our 5th exercise in the fall seasonal series. So let's keep going. For the Circles of Harmony, we have our opening. It's the same opening for the rest of the modules. So keeping the feet together. We're inhaling as we sweep the arms out to the sides, coming up onto the toes if that's comfortable for you, glancing up about 60 degrees or so, bringing the palms together. And you do want them to be touching. So if the hands are too relaxed, the palms aren't touching, but you do want them to be touching. So that's on an inhale. And then on an exhale, we're guiding the hands back down, allowing the gaze to, once the hands pass through the midline of the eyes stay at that horizon level. So we bring them back down to the breastbone on an exhale. Here we inhale, pointing the fingertips down, exhaling down to the lower dantian, inhaling, and exhaling. So one more time, quick review. In, and out. Inhaling, exhaling, in, and out. Okay, so we're opening up, feet are hip width, shoulder width apart, a little wider, I find makes me feel more stable. My feet will adjust a tiny bit during the exercise. The first thing that I want to say is, with the general overview of this exercise, it's such a fun exercise. We're moving all the joints, almost all of the joints in the body. So we're activating the larger joints. And one of the reasons why I'm explaining all of this is because it might be easier for you to remember if this is the first time you're going through this exercise. By me talking about it a little bit, it might help strengthen your memorization of the exercise, so it's easier for you to follow. But we're activating all the joints in the body, the big joints. So we've got the hips and the shoulders. We're activating then also the elbows and the knees. And then we've got our wrists, and then our ankles, and then of course our fingers and even our toes a little bit. Okay, so we're activating all of these joints, as well as, of course, the cervical spine, the thoracic, and the lumbar spine. But we've got these big joint areas that are all getting activated, which is really cool, because it's helping to prevent that blood and chi stagnation that happens with a lot of us in the joint areas for various reasons. So we've got the joint activation. Then we've got the activation of the different directions. And we're integrating like above and below, left and right, front and back. So we think of human as being between the heavens, the sky, and the earth. So the very, very yang and the very, very yin. The happy thing in the middle is the human. So as we're practicing this exercise, we have our happy chi ball that we're allowing to flow from side to side. And then as we go over to our first side, the left side, that left arm is going to be up. Yes, I'm still trying to mirror you, so there might be some hesitation on directions on my part. So the left side is going to be up. If we're traveling to the left, left arm is up. Later on, when we're traveling to the right arm is up. So we've got our chi ball. We're traveling to the left, the right, and then all the way to the left. And our palms are then communicating with the earth, okay? So we've got the earth. And then we have this wonderful symmetry. It's actually very symmetrical exercise. We're pulling back first, single shoulder roll. And this time it's gonna be the right arm. So it's the one closest to probably your screen. So pulling back with one shoulder, pushing forward, then pulling back with both shoulders. Okay, skipping forward, just as a quick note. As we're ending on the left side, you'll remember that we're doing two shoulders and then one shoulder. So in the beginning, one shoulder, both shoulders. At the end, both, and then a single shoulder. In the beginning, first shoulder and closest to the screen, so in the relative front, sort of, right? And then both shoulders. In the end, at the end of the exercise, we're doing both shoulders and then relatively back shoulder, the one furthest from the screen. Okay, so you've got that symmetry. You've got that symmetry there. So once again, you've got that single shoulder, both shoulders, the palms start out communicating with the earth. Now we want to communicate with the heavens, so the palms are up. We've got the transition where we activate the fingers, the wrists, and the hands, and then we roll forward, transitioning, and then we're scooping up all that wonderful yin energy from the earth. We're going to transition again as we retain that energy, and then ask for energy from the heavens, scooping it up from the heavens. And then we're at the end. So we've got the double shoulder roll, single shoulder roll, right? So a couple more times, just on the left side. And then we'll move to the right. We're starting out with our feet parallel, a little wider, so we've got some stability, especially when we start doing our fun, circling. And then we're allowing the arms to come up in front of us. We're going to the left first. So right hand's on the bottom, left hand's on top. We're flowing to the left, switching directions. So now the right hand's on top, switching directions, going through the middle, right? That horizontal line, transitioning. I've transitioned my feet, so the left toes are pointing straight ahead. The right are at about 45 degrees. So palms are facing the earth. We've got our single shoulder roll with the right side, which is the relative front. Pushing forward, both shoulders. Palms are now facing the sky. Articulating the fingers, wrists, hands into the fists. And then we're doing that transitional movement, that forward roll. Scooping up energy from the earth. Transitional forward roll. Scooping energy from the sky, from the heavens. And then we've got the double shoulder, and then that left shoulder, the one that's furthest away. Now we're going to go to the right. So the right hand's on top. Right hand's on top as we go to the right. Transition going to the left. Transition this time going all the way to the right. Repositioning the feet. Pulling back the single shoulder, the one closest to most likely your screen, which is the left shoulder. And then pushing forward, both shoulders. So we've got single, then double. Palms are now facing the sky as we rotate the fingers, wrists, hands. The forefingers are connected as we do that transitional move. Coming up, now coming to the earth. Transitional sky. And then once again, double and single. And then to close, we've got the left, right, left, reach out, bringing those feet together, inhaling all the way up or using the modified version, your choice. Exhaling in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. So that's circles of harmony. We've already gone over the details of this exercise over 3 weeks. So this is more just like an overview, trying to memorize all the wonderful little parts so that they can come together to create one harmonious movement.